Good morning. You can tell that the spring is coming when the woolen blankets are starting to get folded and stored away. This is just some blanket that I got. It's not wool, obviously, that I got as a present from my sister-in-law years ago. And I love it. It's one of those fake fur, and it's just really soft. So I removed the thick crochet woolen blanket that I usually have on the couch because it's getting hot, and I took this one out now. But yeah, so you can tell that that the spring is coming. It's starting to get warm. Last night, yes, Baguette, what do you want? Anyway, what I was going to say is here I started making the sample of the third mosaic chart last night, and this one so far has been the most addictive. At the moment I'm working only on the 4-stitch repeats, and then I'm going to move on to 6-stitch or so forth. But even just for the 4-stitch repeats, I think I have about 20 charts to go through, and then also changing the contrasting color. That means that it's like 40 different samples. If you hear any, there's Sunny, and if you hear any swishing and whooshing in the background, it's the washing machine, the dishwasher, and I turned it on even though I knew I was going to record, but I didn't think it through. I just didn't think about it. So I'm gonna take you outside so we can talk. And here's Jake just chilling outside because the weather is nice, so he's just relaxing outside. He's very gentle. He's old, but he's such a gentle cat. Hey, Jake. You okay? You okay? You're enjoying? Yeah. Hey, Jake. Okay, Yeah, so I took you outside because even though even here there are some ambient noises, it's a bit better than inside with the dishwasher. But also to use this nice weather, because in Cyprus we have this. I do like most of the seasons in Cyprus, and oh, sorry, there is a motorbike passing. However, the height of summer, it gets really, really hot, and that part of the year gets kind of unbearable. I do like the winter. I like those heavy rains that we get here, the tropical rains, and I do like the autumn. I like that smell. There is a particular smell in the air. And also when the spring starts, and even though theoretically it's still not spring yet, calendar-wise, it feels like it's spring. And I do enjoy this part as well. It makes me sad that I'm not going to be wearing woolens anymore, and that I have to kind of like start packing all these wool blankets and putting them away until next year. But I do enjoy this time because the weather is really pleasant. The problem is that I know what's coming after that. I know the extreme heat that is coming afterwards. So I'm just going to use this whatever month or so that we have of this gentle warmth, that and enjoy spending time outside, because in the summer it gets kind of unbearable to spend time outside. We have the pool, so that is good. That's kind of like instant cool down. And even if we don't really swim, I usually, when I swim, I kind of go in the night and then do my swimming then, not during the day. But even during the day, if we want to be outside, if you just jump in and out, it's like an instant cool down. However, it's still very, very hot. So this time of the year, I mean, it's the time of the year that is really nice. So I'm going to enjoy it. Let me show you what I'm wearing, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to wear the woolens. I'm not wearing any t-shirt underneath, so it's okay. This is a jumper that I made. It's a couple of years now. It's from my hand spun yarn. This was just natural white Polworth that I spun, and it's a raglan jumper. I don't think I made the in and out raglan yet at that time. But it has these braids that go all the way down, and then afterwards I incorporated that kind of detail on my mom's in and out raglan that I made as well. But this is the first one that I made, and I really like it. The only problem is that here it can get dirty from makeup. I don't really wear a lot of makeup, hardly any, but what I do wear, even though I don't wear foundation, I wear this tinted moisturizer, and that I use kind of as my foundation, and that still has some color, even though it's not full color coverage, but it does still have some color, and this part can get dirty considering that it's white. So I have to be careful about that. That is the only issue that I have with it, but I love this jumper. I really enjoy wearing it, and I feel very special every time I wear it. And I wanted to show you before I close the camera one more thing, because in the last video I recorded here in this spot, and you could see the elephant here. Let me raise you up a bit so you can see the elephant that I never really spoke to you about. I made this elephant years ago. This is plywood that, you know, I cut to the exact same. I think it's 30 by 40 each board. And what I did, I stained with black stain, or was it paint? But I think it was stain, very dark stain, ebony stain, the plywood, and then I engraved it in the laser cutter, but not too deep, not to burn the wood. I engraved it just enough so it removes the actual stain and has the color of the wood coming out. But because my laser cutter could only fit, you know, I mean, the size of the board, I couldn't do the whole elephant at once, so I kind of separated it in these how many pieces? I think it's 12. I think it's 12 pieces, and I made the artwork like that, and it's outside, and I love this area because it looks like it's kind of an indoor area as well. It's underneath the pergola, especially with the lamp there as well. I don't know if, yeah, you can see it, especially with the lamp there as well. In the night it's really nice. I'll show you a bit closer. Here is the lamp, and okay, let me remove the ashtray. That's not very presentable. I'm probably going to put a plant here somewhere as well, like potted maybe aloe or some other plant. What's ugly is this this fridge that we have here, and that's a solar fridge, but right now we have it plugged in, and it's perfect to have a fridge outside as well, and that thing is perfect for camping, but it's great to have it outside as well. However, it kind of looks ugly with this whole area. But here is the elephant. I'll show you a bit closer so you can see the detail. So you see, so the stain was black, and then I just engraved to remove the stain so the artwork shows. There it is. And the lamp, my mom made me this lamp a couple of years ago for Christmas. And she actually made it, she told me that she made it with the idea of putting it outside. My plan for today is, apart from some other things that I'm going to do, I want to continue unraveling this jumper that I showed you, I think, 2 videos ago, something like that. It was made from handspun singles that I'm not really wearing, and I want to continue unraveling that. I don't know if I'm going to finish the whole thing now. It doesn't really matter. It's just so I keep on top of it, that I don't forget, that it doesn't just stay as another thing to be done. So I want to do that, and I'll probably continue working on the sample, on the mosaic sample that I'm making. That's making me happy now. It seems that I got back into vlogging again. I don't know if that is going to, you know, if that's going to be sustainable, because I have those periods when I enjoy vlogging and that I pick up the camera every day and that I'm enjoying that, and then I have periods, which usually happens after Christmas, that it's just I really don't want to pick up the camera. All I want to do is just cozy up on the couch and do nothing really. But right now we're in the stage where I don't mind picking up the camera. So if this continues, if the motivation continues, then maybe we're going to be calling these things spring vlogs. But we also have Knitathon at the end of this month that Pia from Traveling Miss Knits organizes twice a year, and then a lot of creators, what they do is that they either go live or they pre-make like 1 hour videos, segments that you can fill up the whole 24-hour period, so you can keep the knitters not occupied, they're obviously occupied, but entertained really while they are knitting for 24 hours. So we have that at the end of the month, and if I find the schedule, I'm going to link now to Pia's website. Otherwise it's probably going to be in the next video, but I think it's already up there.
This is a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a wreck. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow.
Good morning. I continued frogging, unraveling the jumper that I showed you yesterday, and I finished unraveling the sleeves. So now we have, it looks like a vest really. So now I'm on the body. So I did the sleeves first because it was a drop shoulder jumper. So now I'm on the body. This is what I got so far. And it's going fine. There is no problem. As I said, occasionally it kind of catches because it's single spun. but there is no problem. It unravels fine. So I'm happy that that I'm doing this, and I have a few other jumpers that I want to unravel, and whether I'm going to use the yarn right away for knitting, combine it with some other yarns, or keep it for weaving, it doesn't really matter, because there are a few jumpers that I made and I'm not wearing them, and I hardly wore them, so the yarn really is not used. I mean, I only used it for knitting and maybe wore it a few times, so it's perfectly good yarn, and I would love to reuse it, especially the hand spun. So this is I'm going to continue today. I'm not in a rush, it's just I don't want to abandon it. I don't want to I'm not in a rush to get the yarn, but I don't want to abandon it in a sense that I forget about it. I want to, that's why I have it here, and I pick it up whenever, and I just unravel a bit here and there. And this is the same yarn that I used for this blanket. This was a few years ago, some years ago I made it. I think I called the blend Coyote, so it was Coyote blanket, I called it like that. And I blended on my drum carder, from what I remember, it was ages ago, but it was like five different fibers, something like that, I think, and they were all natural colored. There was merino, I think there was blue face leather, coriandel, alpaca, and llama, but all natural colors, shades. I don't take my word for it, but I think that's the blend, something like that. And I spun the yarn single, so, and I knitted the blanket in the single spun yarn. But what I did, because it's garter stitch and it's single spun, I kind of put it through the washing machine, not actually washing machine, the dryer, so it felts a bit, so it connects all the stitches together. So when and because it's single spun also, I mean, it's weaker, and also when my cats go on it with their claws, and if they catch a stitch, that it doesn't unravel the whole blanket. So it's not completely felted, it's not like a completely solid fabric. It's pilled, but because it's variegated, it doesn't show from far away when you look at it, but close up it's pilled. So the stitches, they still show. However, the blanket, I even got a hole, because we use it on the couch all the time. Here it is. I got a hole here in the middle. It's either maybe where the yarn was not strong enough, or one of the cats did it, but it didn't continue unraveling because the stitches were the yarn was a bit felted. So now what I can do is just kind of go and darn this part and sew it up together. But this is the same yarn as this one. So continuing with that, and I made, let me see the list. I made the sample that I was working on, the mosaic sample that I was working on yesterday. I finished it here. And this one so far has been the most addictive one, because I did, for the samples in the mosaic, I do it in the round. I do like 64 stitches in the round on 3mm needles. So even though they're small, it's actually quite a bit of knitting. And I made a bit of a mess up on one of the sides. I don't know what I did, but it doesn't really matter because this side is fine, so I'm gonna use it. So whether these are going to be for the photos or just basically for my reference, just to kind of have all the designs that all the mosaic charts that I design, and to kind of knit them into real samples so I can have them as swatches and library. Whenever I want to make something, I can just take the sample and look whether I like the stitch. It would be nice if I would make them in garter as well, but right now I'm just making them in stockinette in the round, and it is quite a bit of work. I also did the same chart but reversed, with dominant and color being reversed, and this is how this one looks. So these are the two compared. And it looks like a completely different pattern. I really like this one. It was addictive, and I really like it. It reminds me a bit of double-sided brioche. I mean, it's not, obviously, it's mosaic, it's slip stitches, but that's what it reminded me of. And so that's the third sample that I have so far. Now I started on another one. And I think I need to pace myself a bit, because I'm going to be all mosaiced out by the time I finish all these samples. And they are never ending. I keep on designing new ones, so they are never ending. But at least for these 4-stitch repeats, I know that I have 20 individual ones times 2 different, because when I'm reversing the colors, I actually make a separate chart. So there's like 40 different charts and 40 different samples, and I just finished the third one. So maybe I'm going to, okay, yesterday I did 2, but I think I'm going to start doing only 1 a day, so I don't get sick of knitting it and then I'm going to want to stop. But I think I'm just going to do 1 a day or something like that. But this one was addictive, and that's why I did 2. What else did I want to show you? Oh yeah, I got a really nice card. I'm not going to read you a card, but I do want to show you. It was from a lady in Canada, Margaret. Margaret, thank you very much. I received your card, and it touched me a lot. It's really, let me show you the card first. Okay, I have to kind of, because I'm thinking I don't have anything written down. It's always so special to me when I hear from you guys, because I told you one time before, apart from a handful of people that comment regularly, you know, we don't really know and get the feedback of who watches the channel and what it means to them, which is fine. And occasionally I do, whenever I mention like this, people introduce themselves. Some people, they don't feel comfortable commenting regularly, or they don't have time, or if they watch on TV. So this is not, absolutely, it's not forcing you to comment. But it's really nice when I get that kind of feedback, and what the videos mean to you, and how much you're enjoying them, or how they inspire you, or whatever it is, but in what way do they touch you and change or add to your life. So I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Margaret. It made my day yesterday. I would just wanted to say that's why I put it on the list, because even though I got it yesterday and I recorded the section of the video yesterday, I forgot to mention the card, so I have it on the list. I did check Pia's website for the Knitathon, and yes, there is a list, the schedule available, so I will link that in the description of this video so you can see it. It's towards the end of the month, I think, but don't take my word for it. I think it's the 29th and 30th of March, so check it out. But there is a link, and you can see all the podcasters that are listed for the 24-hour period. And the last thing I want to show you for today is the painting of the elephant that you saw me painting some videos ago. I think it was the first video of this year. The painting kind of dried. Actually, it didn't dry, because oil, I paint mostly in oil. Sometimes I do underpainting in acrylic, just kind of to block in the colors because it dries faster. And then I do the second layer in oil, or I just do straight in oil. But having the underpainting in acrylic, like I did with this one, it helps with the drying time. Because oil, the oil paint, the linseed oil, which is the binder in oil paint most of the time, it doesn't really dry, it cures. And yes, it does depend on the temperature and the amount of oil and the thickness of the paint and all that. But it does take, it's a process. It's not like with acrylic paint or with watercolors that, you know, that we're talking, that it's a matter of minutes or hours or days. No, we're talking about weeks with oil paint. So it finished curing, not completely, but enough to be dry to the touch. And I put it in this frame. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in this frame. This is, I think, the first time, I'm not sure, but I think this is the first time that I'm painting on loose canvas. And I didn't want to stretch it, and that has to do with the fact that I don't really have space to store any more stretched canvases, so I want to experiment to paint on loose canvases or even paper. Now, normally oil you can't really use on paper. However, if I prime the paper, if I gesso it, I don't think it should be a problem. In fact, I saw other artists do it, so I'm yet to try painting with oil on paper, but this is the first time I did it on loose canvas. And it was not meant to be stretched, so I trimmed it. It's 40 centimeters by 50 centimeters, and I trimmed it just the size to fit this frame. I didn't glue it yet on the board at the back, so it's not glued. I left it exposed like that to continue curing, and I didn't glue it because I'm not sure if I want to keep it in this frame. It does look nice. It matches the colors, but I'm still not completely happy with it. I do like the frame. This is a very simple frame from IKEA. To tell you the truth, I am not a frame snob, and I don't mean it in a bad way, snob, but I think even cheaper frames can look very nice with paintings, with panels, or so I don't always go and have them custom framed. If the size of the painting or of the panel that I have is regular size, I have no problem putting it in a frame that I would just buy in a store normally. So this is a frame that I did get in IKEA, and I do like it, but I'm still not there completely sure, because it matches on paper. Really, it looks perfect, like the colors match perfectly, but I'm wondering whether some kind of more of a contrast would make the painting stand out. And I'm still thinking where to put it. I was looking before. I don't have a lot of space on my walls. Even though I have very high ceilings, I actually don't have that much space on the walls. So this is where I am today. That's where my mind is. I have it now in here, and I'm gonna keep on looking at it. I'm not gonna hang it yet. I'm gonna keep on looking at it, and then just kind of maybe in one moment it's just going to click whether, you know, I'm going to get a different frame or where I'm going to put it. But that's why I didn't glue it on the backing board yet. Okay, so that's that for today. So we're going to hopefully be having these vlogs. Maybe actually we call them March vlogs, because I always have a problem naming videos. I don't know how to name them. That seems to be, and it's such a trivial thing. Well, it's not a trivial thing for the algorithm, but because I'm not necessarily utilizing I don't know if utilizing is the right word, but I'm not doing all the best things for the algorithm. I didn't do that kind of research. I don't kind of put those catchy titles, which would be good. I just don't. So title is always something for me that I don't know what to call it, because it's not one necessarily thing that I'm talking about. So maybe this is going to be March vlogs. We'll see. But I hope you're well, and thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in a few days' time. Bye for now.
Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day to